So here we have a new 2023 Chevrolet Equinox, and this one comes in the LS trim level. And this is going to be your standard white, so Summit white. And then your interior is going to consist of medium ash gray cloth. And for our powertrain, we get a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. So coming around to the front end here, we do get LED headlamps. And I really like the corner light strips there. It really does make it look sleek. And a really good looking front fascia, even for base model trim level. We get 17-inch aluminum wheels. And I really like that they put the Michelin Premises on here because they're a really good tire. We get passive keyless entry on the front two doors. And then here we have controls for our power door locks, power windows, power mirrors, and then we do have one touch up and down for the driver's side, which is always nice. Headlamp controls there. And there's our driver's seat. I think that's going to be 6-way manual. 4-way manual, excuse me, I just double checked. There's our back seat. Gonna hop in here. And not the worst leg room. I don't know what that is right there, but I'm 6'3". I don't know what's in my pants either. And I have the seat in front of me adjusted for someone of my size. But what's really great is where the seat itself is bulky, but the inside here, you can kind of push through. I don't know why it's so loud outside today, but I really like that I'm able to just kind of have my knees sitting in there and it's not super uncomfortable. So if I needed to go somewhere and sit back here for a minute, I could. Just wouldn't recommend it for longer trips. But I do have plenty of space underneath the seat to slide my feet. So if this seat was leaned up a little bit more, I'd probably be good. And then I have several inches, probably like 2 or 3 inches of headroom. So not bad. And then here we have our rear AC vents there, and then 2 USB-A charging ports there. And then we do have storage pocket behind the front passenger seat, not for the driver's side. And then here's our middle seat that folds down, cup holders there. Now I like that we have your you-know-what handles on all 4 doors, and then we have clothes hangers on the back. And premium dome lights here. Let's check out this window sticker. I cannot close the door. So what makes this a really good bargain is going to be that there. And you even have the floor liner package, which I recommend getting on pretty much every vehicle, just because it's just really helps with messes and getting stuff in the carpet. But we get Bluetooth audio, wireless Apple CarPlay, and wireless Android Auto. LED headlights, all those safety features. And like I said, for that price, you can't beat that. Really good. Then we do have a fuel filler there. And a really good sized trunk space here. And if we lift this up, little space underneath there. And if you want even more storage, all you have to do is click this button here, and that seat will fold flat. You can run longer objects through, or just have more storage to fold or to put bags all throughout here. And then to put it back, you just push it back into place. Then here we have our front passenger seat, and it looks like it actually has the same adjustability as the driver's side, so that's really nice. Even though it's manual, it's nice that you can adjust how high up or down the seat is. But like I said, really good bargain for the money. All the standard safety equipment and technology features you get on this Equinox. Let's go ahead and just take a quick look in the engine bay. There's that 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. I like how easy that was to close, didn't have to slam it. But the hood is nice and sturdy. Let's go ahead and hop in this driver's seat. So there's our standard steering wheel there. Not a lot going on, but I like how easy it is to just grasp any way you like to drive. But over here to the radio, like I said, we do have AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. There's a home page set up there. And then we do have a Wi-Fi hotspot. We can adjust our auto stop, you can toggle that on and off, hazards there. And then down here we have our climate controls. So this knob controls fan speed. Of course, your typical airflow, where you want the air to go. AC toggle there. And then we can adjust the temperature here. And then down there we have a USB-C, USB-A, and an aux input along with the 12 volt if you need to use any of that. And there's our backup camera with guidelines that turn as you turn the steering wheel. And for our shifter, we just grab the button behind the actual knob, pull it down, reverse, neutral, drive, and then low mode, and we can manually shift in low mode there. And you can see at the bottom right of the gauge cluster. And then of course an electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, and then hit the brake, press down to disengage. Pretty decent size center console cubby space, removable tray. You can use the full space, or you can put your small objects in there and then have stuff you don't normally use at the bottom. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. And here we have our glove compartment, owner's manuals in there. Pretty good size for this kind of vehicle. And it's cool that even though this is the cheapest Equinox you can get, I love how this medium ash gray goes with this black here. And even though it's all plastic, this kind of feels soft. This is like a vinyl of some sort. It feels really nice, but looks really good against this black on the dash and then on the bottom trim here above the glove compartment. To the left side of the steering wheel, cruise controls here. We can adjust that forward collision gap adjust, or adjust the gap for the forward collision alert, excuse me, by hitting that middle button. And we can toggle our lane departure here. And then we have voice recognition, and then we can mute our audio using this button here. And then these 4 arrows and this check mark are going to be for the middle part of our gauge cluster. Of course, we can track a lot of stuff, but I like to keep an eye on my fuel economy. We have our automatic high beams here. We can toggle those. Behind the steering wheel on the left side, we have our track list or radio station favorite controls. We can toggle through those. And then behind the steering wheel on the right side, we can go up and down with our volume. Of course, blinkers, windshield wiper controls, and then for our rear windshield wiper, we just do that. There's our push button start. dome lights up here, OnStar, and then no sunglasses holder on this one. But we do have our vanity mirror, and we can slide that back and forth. But finally, here is our key fob. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2023 Equinox LS with a 1.5 liter turbo engine out on the road for a quick test drive. So I've said in other reviews of the Equinox, and this is no different, you do get that 1.5 turbo engine, which I really liked in the 16 Malibu I had, but in this Equinox it just feels underpowered. And of course, I had a Malibu Premier afterwards, and the 2 liter turbo is just a different animal. Love just how fast that car was. But for most people in just normal city driving, I guess if you're in the market for an Equinox, this is probably not going to be a huge deal breaker for you, for the majority of people, but for some people, they do want more power. And this one is definitely a bit underpowered with this bigger vehicle. But if you're more worried about saving at the pump and your monthly payment, definitely a good option. And it's not slow by any means. I shouldn't say it's not slow, but it's not too slow, I guess. You just have to put your foot into it. But overall, really nice ride. Just a little bit of wind noise. But as the sun goes down, it gets windier out here anyway. But just a little bit of sound from the radio will mute that out. But yeah, just a very tame, comfortable ride for this kind of vehicle. And honestly, everything is much more pleasing comparatively when you realize that this car is stickered at $28,995. For this kind of money, you're just glad to have Bluetooth and a backup camera, but you get so much more with this. I really like the brake pedal feel, really strong. And there's the auto stop that just came on. Like I said, the engine is certainly underpowered, but most of my issue with it actually comes from just how it strains as you get up in the RPM range. It feels like it's really struggling. when it really shouldn't be, but I guess time will tell in terms of reliability of this powertrain, because it's only been out for a few years on this Equinox in particular. I love the blow-off valve sound though. But all in all, if you want something like, we have 4 distance indicators here. So as I get closer to the vehicle, that'll turn yellow if I'm too close. I like having that. Just the lane departure, I like that. Now it is just a lane departure, it's not a lane keep. But it did bounce me back a little bit, so it is lane keep, excuse me. I thought it said that on the sticker. So I mean, having lane keep assist on a vehicle this inexpensive, of course Toyota does it on quite a few cars, Honda does, but to have that in a GM vehicle is pretty remarkable. Like I said, having all these safety features is just really good if you're used to having that, but you want an Equinox or something along those lines. So it's not want to bump me out on that left side, but on that right side, you can see it's kind of pinging me in there. Yeah. So I wouldn't trust it. Definitely don't drive it like you would a Tesla, but if for some reason you did look down for a minute or weren't paying attention, it would, I would hope most of the time, keep you in the lines. But like I said, for this kind of money, I'm definitely impressed with the new 2023 Chevy Equinox LS.